Hello, I'm Derin from Cupertino High School, and I chose to do the ball tracking robot because it has machine learning applications, and I'm interested in this field. So I think the computer vision aspect of this project would be useful for me in the future. So basically, the main components of my project is the Raspberry Pi microcontroller. There's a motor driver board, which basically just drives these motors, the wheels, which are DC motors, and they work by having two permanent magnets on the outside and an electromagnet on the inside, which switches polarity with an electric current. And that's how these wheels are able to continuously turn. These DC motors are usually used in like an application like this, like a wheel, because it can constantly turn it, as opposed to like a servo motor or like a stepper motor. And the first application I will show is this camera. So you can connect the camera to the Raspberry Pi microcontroller here, and you can run this line of code, short code, which basically just, I don't know if you can see, but it just displays the video, and press Q, it can stop it. So I run this. And it should display the video from this camera. Yeah, so it's a bit slow, but you get the point. And you press Q to exit. Okay. And for the motor test, plug into 5 real quick. So once I plug this in, this line of code is meant to just run the motors like continuously. So there'll be a little bit of delay between the two motors. Oh, I guess not. So our motors are working. And actually the main challenge I faced with so far in this project was to get this left motor to start working because of some connection issues with the GPIO. I actually plugged both of the wires into GPIO, which means that this motor was not getting any power. And another issue I faced was understanding how to use a Raspberry Pi microcontroller and having it display onto my computer or like a monitor, because I'd never used one before. And next up in my project, I will be attaching ultrasonic sensors to this robot on the front and the sides to detect like distance away from like certain objects, make sure it doesn't crash. And I will write the final line of code, final code everything, and hopefully it should be able to track a red ball.